What is up, all my beautiful shooters out there in YouTube world and all you other fuckers? Fuggers. What is up, Jason Ewing? First on deck. Yes, sir. How's the birthday party going? I am back alive and in effect. Papa Pew Pews is back on with the internet. What is up, Jerome? They just got me up and running. Paul Wick, what is up? And I was correct. There was an outage in my area. The guy pulls up, leans out the window, tells me to check my router, and sure enough, it was back on. Like, comment, and subscribe, folks. Let's go. Double tap them screens, light up them thumbs up buttons, drop some comments, sub to the channel, but go check out the brothers. Six folks up in here, but yes, we finally have the internet back up and running 24 hours later. Nah, bro, the repairman come in laughing when he pulled up. He said, "Hey, man, before I ever get out of the truck, go check your router." And it was back on. Two, right, thumbs up that shit type shit. What's up, J-Dog? What's up, Bear? What's up, Wick? What's up, Jason? What's up, everybody? Xavier. I won't stay on too long because I know other people gonna want to jump on. But now that I got internet, I had to get a couple more hundred watch hours before or a couple hundred more views before I call it a night. Now that I can operate without it buffering, type shit. But nope, I didn't even get a chance to show him the table full of guns. He never came in the house. You was hoping for a long live. Hell, I can do a long live too. Shit, till the medicine kicks in and I pass out on y'all's ass, and then y'all just be hearing me. Yeah, that's right, Bear. That's what he said. He said I get paid to drive, so I come on out here. But I was right though. They been working in my area last night, and something had. They said something about they had to dial back the internet or whatever. And what got me though is they could have told me that I'd have been cool, but instead they want to make it sound like it was my shit. But it's all fixed now. We all gravy. We back in the house. See if I can get my algorithm back. I was just starting to get an algorithm and went 24 hours without internet, so that sucked. I felt like I was kicked off the island type shit. Got two babies down, one more to go. Wife can handle that one. Miss Boss Lady's laying here beside me. She done passed out quick. She said she wanted to sleep in here with Papa. She was gonna do the bing bop boom 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 bop bam, but she fell asleep. And she fell asleep so fast I was typing in a title and she was already asleep. But she says she loves all you guys. Y'all all her uncles, she say. She say every one of y'all her uncles. Told her she got a motley crew of uncles. Boy, when she grows up, she gonna have a hard time finding a date. You hear me? Especially with White Rambo, J-Dog, Bear, and all you fellas, man. She gonna have a hard life. Oh yeah, they already selling them. I think it's pre-order though, isn't it, Bear? I thought I read it was pre-order. I thought it was like December 11th that we were actually going to be able to get them in the stores and purchase them. I may be wrong though. I only read like the one article. But man, thank all y'all for coming in and dropping the comments and dropping the likes and supporting the channel, man. I appreciate it. And I promise I'm going to get back to where I can get on top of y'all's channels and start showing love again. Finally starting to get my life back in order. They are voting right now at 7 p.m. to reopen the government, so we're getting back ready. Grab a gun already selling. Cool. I might have to go check that out. What? Hey, do you know what the average cheeseburger is for? Let's say the 19 or V series. Is it pretty much the same thing? Hello, digital demon. Hello, mortals. These series is so gay. It looks the same, bro. Other than the back, like we said, was gonna happen. They changed a little back strap on it. They changed the little channel. It looks more like the Shield Plus channel now. It's got the slanted channel instead of the straight in channel. Um, they did, however, I don't know if y'all noticed, the trigger pin is offset just slightly, so a lot of your aftermarket triggers from the old Glocks will not fit. Doing good, Digital Demon. Glad to stop there, man. Thank you for the comments. Join the party, hop on in, grab your favorite beverage, pull up a chair, and set a spell. Let's talk some shit type shit. 549 G17V. That's so roughly, basically same price. We stay in about the same price range. Put a stamp on the frame with a V. Also, striker is made of thinner metal. Also, not most of them's not going to be optics cut either. You got to go pay to have them optics cut. I don't think they realize they dealing with a whole bunch of people. We don't do change, bro. You go to changing our shit, and we don't like that kind of stuff. You're gonna change it for the better. Put some more stuff on there. Have a Dremel, you can correct it back to the normal. Hey, bro, enough time and knowledge, you can do anything. But you know, allegedly type shit. Same cheeseburger for the 19. Yep. So will that count as a modified firearm and be illegal? New York Gunner, what is up? Oh yeah, still shooting them straight. Super busy with work. My first live in a while. You still shooting them straight? Yes, sir. When's your live, bro? Like putting padlocks on the sheds. It only keeps honest people honest. Right. Well, same thing with a safe. You know, all that just keeps honest people honest. I don't know, Paul. I don't know what they're gonna do with that. Cheyenne, what's up? Thank y'all all for stopping in. Y'all jump in them comments, get these comments rolling, like the live stream, drop some comments. Go check out everybody in the comments of their channel. And if you have a channel, you know how we do. Drop your channel so people can sub to you. It's a sub run tonight. Rep your channels. Rep your channels and get them subs. Let's get this stuff. Let's take back over YouTube. Oh, the gun on the right, that's the Walther P22Q nickel plated. I have just ordered the 5-inch barrel for it. The barrel or the barrel bushing and the little so-called compensator that makes it the competition style Walther P22 when I'm done, or target style, I should say. And that costs it as much as the Walther itself. But I wanted mine to look a little different. It's definitely going to look different. On Minecraft stream last night so they could eat a hot dog. Right. Right. Well, I would have been on a lot longer, J Dog. I jumped on to let you know I had no service. Because every time I try to watch you, it would start buffering. And I thought it was your end at first. You know how you'll pause it and walk off. I thought it was you at first, and then come to find out, no, it was all me. I understand that criminals have tools, how they think they were installing the button in the first place, criminals and modifications. Bro, we say it all the time, man. A criminal is gonna break the law regardless. The fact that they have the switches, install the switches, and even use the switches on other people. They're already proven that they're breaking the law, so they don't care if you make one more, two more, three more, five more. They don't care. I fell asleep on your ass as soon as you died. That last time. My bad. Cool thing about your town is the Q&A sticker. Mm. Cool thing about my town. YouTube, you want me to behave, but you want me to put questions that set myself up. The real question is nobody talks about how long has Glock had the V model up their sleeve and just now releasing it. Yeah, bro, that was awful fast. I'll agree with you there, J Dog. I understand making changes on the fly, but this is a whole damn yeah. Because you got to figure they had to go testing and everything else. They've been up to this at least for a little bit. Maybe they didn't want to do it this way. Like they said, they got upset because they like to do whole marketing campaigns before they release. But this was definitely in the queue. This was definitely in the queue. It's conspiracy type shit, right? And I still say that little companies like Ruger or smaller companies like Ruger, Smith, Shadow System, PSA, even your little Diamondbacks, the smaller companies, they're going after them next, and they don't have the funding to fight like Glock could have. Ain't no way they just redesigned it overnight. Right, right, 100%. Clamping down on manufacturers and methods instead of the firearms themselves. Well, that's just what it is, Paul. They've got the gun grabbers have a whole strategy, man. Litigate, um, a public campaign, a public pressure campaign. They've just got it to where they want to run the basically defending the firearm is going to cost more than making and selling them. Um, in other words, that's their tactic. They're going after and being it we have a law on the books right now going to be voted on first of the year, taking all the umbrella protections away from gun manufacturers, gun dealers, and all that, to making them where they can be sued every time a situation happens. um, so they've got all this coming up, so they're just trying to get where they can get. Then you've got the new advertisements out. I've seen one on YouTube today that 80% of the people are all for gun buyback programs and getting rid of all the surplus firearms. Ain't no damn 80% of nothing for nothing like that. Maybe 80% of the gun grabbers, but it damn sure ain't 80% of the population. Ain't none of us for that shit. Did and they decided it in 2020, right? I don't know, but keep watching YouTube. You'll see the advertisement pop up there. That's crazy as hell. When I heard that today, I was like, what the hell is this lady talking about? What's up, Chris? Salute to all the brothers in here. Like I said, I got the internet fixed. Good to go. Live again. We 13 minutes in, 12 likes. Hell yeah. They'll pop some more people in here in a few minutes. But yeah, I was watching the little house debate there, and I got tired of all the comments in it, so I jumped out and come live for a minute. These fools tripping. We ain't got the government open back up, and they wanting to sidestep and talk about Epstein files. Look, we can talk about Epstein after y'all get people paid. Let's get these folks paid, and then we'll talk about Epstein shit. Large and in charge and back in, right back to the interwebs. Wait, lay your stupid ass down and put that wine in. You wake this baby up, I'm gonna punch you in your big ass forehead. Lay down. Yep, I'm back from the 1800s because that's where I felt like I was last night. 1800s. Luckily, I was able to get my phone to log on to some documentaries and just put them on repeat so I had something to listen to all night. Because I can't stand dead silence. Yep. Chris, dude pulled up, literally rolled down his window and said, go check your box now. I was right. We had an outage in our area. The damn 1-800 people didn't want to tell me that. They told me it was my side. Once again, it wasn't my side. It was an outage in my area, and it got fixed 10 minutes before the dude pulled up. He literally never had to get out of his truck. Nope, he didn't even come in. If he'd came in, there was like 20 of them sitting on the kitchen table. But he damn sure saw the big 45 sitting on the hip. Solar storms and the government and how folks can protect their shit. Well, hey, Paul, look up when you get a chance. Now, this is more for, you know, big man Blastoise type shit and our old buddy Conspiracy Chronicles. But look up the real reason lead paint was outlawed. Look up what lead paint did. Lead paint in homes, and to give you a perfect example, if you grew up back in the days where we had little antennas and shit in the house, and remember the lead paint houses, you couldn't get no signal, no radio signals. The EMPs couldn't get through. Their electronic listening devices couldn't get through the lead paint. Look at that. That's some real interesting shit to watch. Big iron on your hip, singing right. Yeah, we pulled out the 45 tonight. So Pepper knows one just spoke on that. No, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, bro. There's a lot of it out there. It is an interesting thought. On how it blocks out all their signals and all that. Because lead does. Cages are an easy project. I'll have to look that up. Oh, there's always a bigger agenda on everything, man. And especially if it comes from the political side. The political side is always going to have an agenda. That's like this new bill that they're doing right now at the moment to fund the government. There's so much stuff in there that has nothing to do with funding the government. You ever get barred out and rob a couple? No, I owned the stores, Wavy. I didn't have to rob them. I owned them. I owned a total of 6 Texacos. Um, one called Jessup Market, one called S&M Mart, and a Woodbine Country Store. They were all my stores. Installation. Why do you think it took back all the U.S. frequencies and went out to? Yep. Oh, there's a lot of stuff out there, man. Yeah. No, they never successfully robbed me either. One time, one guy broke into one of my machines. I knew who he was before he made it home. It's security, but not ours, right? Just need an unplugged microwave. Hey, I'll keep that in mind. What the hell was that that just flew up into my screen? We can't have bigger and better guns and technology than the big boys. Correct. Well, that's like that. There for a while, they were talking about the making the guns with the fingerprint readers on them. It's like, man, I ain't buying that shit, bruh. Oh yeah, they do, man. You'd be amazed what they'll tell you for $20, $30. They'll take you to the house type shit. Especially when you tell them, because I always had the same speech: no police involved. I just want to know who they are and I want to talk to them. And then generally, they would bring the person right back up to the store. Popcorn tin with aluminum tape. That's it. Is my house haunted? Not this one. The one I had before, they said was. I'd never seen anything. We used to play hide and clap in my last house. Brookside, what's up? Fiberglass dangerous as fuck when it held. I tell you what, it'll make you cough like a mug. Yeah, my last house was built 1865. Um, was considered the property was considered one of the last slave trade properties in the state of Georgia. Then a judge bought it, and the tree in the backyard was used for the hanging tree. It's on the Georgia registry and everything. We owned that house for 10 years before we sold it. Last night around 4:30 a.m. Miss my street. Brooks said he probably asleep by then because he had to get earth. That's that farm law. Body work made me realize how. Yep, that's like back when we used old DuPont paint to spray cars. That shit would eat your lungs up, but you'd come out with a hell of a buzz. Haunted, but just my wife screaming. They say my house on the inside reminded them of that when the movie The Conjuring come out, and we had an old piano in the foyer, so we'd sit there and play hide and clap. But I love hearing the old haunted stories. That's like we got a cemetery here, a church and a cemetery called Christ Church on St. Simon's. You can Google it, and they talk about the ghost ball and what they got is about a 6'4" albino white dude. His eyes are just almost pure white. His hair is pure white. He looks like the dude off the movie Phantasm. But we went out and spent the night in that cemetery just to see a ghost and ain't never seen nothing. Call him out to play. She called me crazy. I ain't afraid of no ghosts. I'll ghostbusters their ass. Garbage cylinder folks used to make it fiberglass and solidified meats liquids in your system. Yeah, I know. I know. You crystallize it crystallizes in your lungs. Ghost ain't real. Right. Now I will tell you an interesting story, Tom. I worked for a funeral home for years. Was training to be a mortician, but I would help dig graves and whatever they needed done. Well, I got the bid to paint the inside of the funeral home. Well, we had a fax come and somewhere over in oh shit Egypt. They had two situations, so they sent out a worldwide fax. They had put people in the coolers, pronounced them dead. Um, the morticians were in there, and somebody was banging on the cooler. They opened it up, and the guy wasn't dead, and he jumped out. When he did, the one mortician dropped dead of a massive heart attack. So they warned all the funeral homes to be sure that their people were dead before they put them in the coolers. Well, that night we were painting the funeral home, and I noticed a buddy of mine. I mean, every time I turn around, he was right on my ass. I'm talking about like right there. I called my wife and said, "Hey, when y'all bring us lunch, I'm gonna leave the back door unlocked, and when you get to the front foyer, just jump out and scream." We thought we killed that boy. He hit the floor, shaking, convulsing, and everything. We thought we done killed that kid with no loose ends. Hey, I'm telling you, bro, I learned a lot of stuff, man, because the way that works, you dig the grave the night before, right? Then they place the vault. Then the next day, you put the casket, put the lid on the vault, put the dirt back on top of it, lay your grass back down. If you ever had something to hide, you put it under the vault, lay the vault down, boom. Even if they sonogram the ground, they're going to see the casket. Open casket funerals and folks wake up. Yep. It's happened, bro. It's happened. They've had them in there on the table, getting ready to remove all the organs and stuff like that, and people woke up. Now, but I will tell you, interesting about a body. What has scared the hell out of you is when you start aspirating the body, when you start clearing it out, gases in the body and muscles and stuff like that. That body will jump, it'll burp, it'll move, the eyes will flinch. It'll scare the shit out of you if you've never been through it. I can tell you that much. I got a lot of funeral home stories I could tell y'all. I don't have friends around anymore. I don't have many. They're slowly starting to go away. They used to bury people with bills. Yes, that's why it's called the graveyard shift. Um, that's exactly why it's called that. They would tie bells to the people, um, and at nighttime, people would walk through the graveyards and wait to hear them bells ringing. Papa's graveyard stories. I can tell you another cool one. Gypsies. Gypsies are the. If you got to go to a funeral, gypsies are the funnest one. What's up, Logan? Um, Gypsies believe in partying for a solid week. They'll set up their tents at the graveyard. They stay there the whole time. They drink. They have big ass barbecues. It's just one big ass party. Well, the last time we had a gypsy funeral, there was a war in the family. The ex son in law was wanting to take over as the gypsy king, and the new son in law was trying to take over. And they had hits out on one another. So they all walking around strapped and everything else. I went home, got mine. Well, the funeral director was like, "What are you doing?" I said, "Well, if they start shooting, I don't want to have to pick up a rock." But it was a lot of fun, man. They feed you, you sit there and chill, but they stay there a solid week at the graveside with their family member. Logan, how's your night going, bro? Appreciate you stopping in. But you got to figure back then, Tom, there was so much, you know, things that they just didn't have the medical knowledge they have today. If somebody have a low pulse rate, they were dead, or somebody, and they'd bury these folks, and somehow or another they'd make a recovery, and they'd be down in the dirt trying to dig their way out. But yeah, I spent quite a few years working for the funeral home industry. I actually enjoyed it. That's what taught me never to work with a major corporation ever again. I would have been a mortician, but because of the way corporations work, when they first start off, they're what's called acquisition companies. That's where they buy as much as they can, they hire as many people as they can. Then they become what's called a management company. That's when they've spent too much money. Now they're a management company, and they start, oh, well, we got to save money here, cut money here, cut money here, and they start laying people off. Well, I was in an apprenticeship program to be a mortician, and they were paying for my school. During the day, I had to dig graves and stuff as my dues, and set up like graveside services and stuff like that, and also help with like insurance sales and different things. Well, when they became the management company, I was the last one on. Wherefore, even though I was the best one they had and was doing everything, they laid me off. Taught me a long time ago. Don't fuck with major corporations. The Ed Game thing on Netflix. I haven't. That's why I refuse to be buried, especially here in South Georgia. I've seen things that literally like the old story 6 foot deep. No, you're 43 inches at the most because of our water table. There's a reason they make you leave the graveside, is so we can put the sump pump in the grave and pump all the water out, because if you don't, The next day when you come back, the casket will be popped back out of the dirt. That was a real wild bill shit, making shit from their skin. Oh, bear me, I want my remains spread all over the country, but I don't want to be cremated either. Okay. Well, I'm getting cremated. That's the best way to go. It's the cheapest thing and the best thing. But see, stuff I learned from the funeral home, all the ones around here want to have me whacked right about now because that's something I help people who don't have the money, who don't have insurance. I could take, say, our average funeral is 10 grand now. Um, I could take that 10 grand funeral and turn it down to a $2,500 funeral. For basic cremation, they want to charge you over $2,000 now. I can get a basic cremation done for 500. And so when we run into families that don't have a lot of money, and I get called out, I'll go with them to the funeral home, and them folks hate to see me coming because they know that I know all the prices. Say, for instance, a casket, a basic metal casket. It's the gray ones, the blue ones, the white ones that you see, right? They sell them at the funeral home for say 2,500. Right here in Valdosta, Georgia, and it's the same in every town, but right here in Valdosta, Georgia, we have a wholesale casket company. You could buy that same casket for 900. You just got to drive and go get it. Headstones that'll cost you $5,000. I get a wholesale headstone for $600-700 for the same granite headstone. So you could save a lot of money by knowing somebody who knows how to navigate that system. Demon, don't, I had a demon scare the shit out of me once. As a kid, I was playing a video game. Skullface popped up in front of me. It was clear like glass. I could see through it, but I could see it clearly. Yeah, they. Now I ain't saying there ain't some unexplained shit out there now. Yeah, it's really that much, bro. It's not. It's not cheap. And to me that's taking advantage of grieving families. That's like when you go with a basic cremation, they start trying to sell you these little necklaces with the ashes and all that, and they just try to take advantage. And it was hissing at you. Grilled cheese, what was you smoking that night, bro? Should have kissed it. That's what I'm saying. I'd have shot the TV. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff there that you just check into it, and because they'll try to tell you you have to have this, you have to have that. Papa, you're the dude be selling full camo for cost outside gun ranges. Hey, that's a good idea, actually, bro. Just buy it by bulk and go to the gun range and cut it down about $3 cheaper than what they selling it for. That hey, I could make a profit. You was 12. Oh no, Tom. I got a way I want to go out, but I don't know if it's YouTube friendly. But I'll tell you guys anyway. There's all the regulars in here. Papa got a goal. I always said how I want to go out. I want to be 90 years old, doing a 25-year-old woman, her husband come home, me jump out the window, jump a fence made full of Pablo, and get hit by a Budweiser truck doing 90. I want to go fast and in my sleep. That's how I really want to go. I've watched too many people suffer, bro. I damn sure don't want to be that one laying there gasping for breath. And the family, that's another thing. I don't want the family all over me. When it's my time, tell all them to stay the hell gone. They wasn't here when I was alive. I don't want them standing over me while I'm dying. Find your property and turn them into tombstone if you know where to go. That best answer ever, right? What's up, Orange Smoke? In our neighborhood didn't sell. My father bought it, built a house on it. Was full of rocks. Yep. Burgers and bullets. Hey, that would be cool. I like the range they built here in my local town, man. I think that is a cool concept. It's nothing more than adult daycare. The wives take their husbands, drop them off. It's a gym. It's a coffee shop and sandwich shop. It's a gun range. They've got um, a tech in there that can work on your guns. I won't call him a gunsmith, but he's at least a tech. Um, at least he's not a freaking Glock armorer, but he can at least work on your firearms. But it's just like a little social club, and it costs you like $50 to join. 7K pound. Ooh, Lord. Yeah, I found a lot of stuff on my property, bro. My wife still got it in a picture frame. I told you the house was the last slave house on the registry for the state of Georgia. When we went up in that attic and we started moving the old insulation, she found clothing for like a little slave kid, and we put it in like a picture frame. We've got stuff from Sea Island Cotton Company back when Sea Island, instead of being a millionaires club, was a plantation. We've got receipts from AP Brantley Company, which is the namesake for the county I live in now, which is Brantley County. He was a senator for the state of Georgia. We found all kind of stuff in that old house. Glock armors think they're fucking King Charles. That's why I said at least it ain't a Glock armor drinking shots from 37 millimeter casings. That's when you know you got big balls. Hang on. I gotta grab another soda. Don't go anywhere. I'm just grabbing a soda. Move, stupid. Move, boy. Well, Marcel in there playing with his Mimi. I don't think he's going to sleep no time soon. He's in there enjoying his one-on-one time. I'm back, guys. Sorry. I'm back. No, 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 no. What are you whining about this time? No more. You've had enough. I'm right here, guys. Go ahead. Jen. Jen? I'm on live. Can you let Jack and Sugar out? Go. Alright. Let him out one more freaking time. Now, I'm back. Hang on. Oh, silencers, bro. That's what I used to do with my brother-in-law. Or suppressors. Um, my brother-in-law builds long-range rifles and cans or suppressors. Yes, I'm making it happen. What's up, Reaper? I had dropped the website. I'm on live. Okay. He thinks it's funny you're trying to eat his foot. If you stand still long enough, he'll try to eat your face. No, no, no. I'll still have to have paperwork, bro. To build them, you still have to have the FFLs and stuff, bro. But yeah, there won't be no more tax stamp, and if they have their way, there'll be no more registry either. That's up for the vote real soon too. No, 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 not doing 3D printing. Oh, the 300 Win Mag Tika. It's only a couple bucks. Giggle fest at my house. Yeah, he doing anything to try to. Yo, yeah. Well, see, Chris, that was the whole thing. Now, the only thing that kept it alive was they used monetization. They were saying it was a source of income. Well, doing away with the $200 tax stamp does away with that legal argument. So now the income's no longer a factor. Now they've got the lawsuits in place saying it's time to remove them. Is your elections every 3 years? Major elections every 4 years. Congress is every 2 years. But yeah, I had sent J Dog the company name that my brother in law runs under. I think it's Mayhem or something like that. But he's gotten more and more now into the long range rifles. He builds, does a lot with the carbon fiber barrels and the work he's doing. He can turn a 308 out to a thousand yard rifle with no problem. Be same as a firearm purchase. Yeah, it's gonna be some. There's gonna be some things in it, but um, as far as not paying the $200, you're not gonna have to pay that tax stamp. Only problem though, on my side, going to hit Mayhem Arsenal. See if that's Clyde Wilson, Woodbine, Georgia. Google that, or Clyde Wilson Firearms, Woodbine, Georgia. See if it don't pop up Mayhem Arsenal. I may have the name wrong, but I think it's Mayhem. Yep, that's my brother-in-law. That's what he builds. Yep, Woodbine, Georgia. Go to his little website. He's got some of the rifles that he's built, and he talks about how he started off doing the suppressors, and then noticed that basically they wanted to upgrade rifles and how he got into that. But man, he's made millions doing that. Man, he had the Federal Law Enforcement Training Center contract. He's had several government contracts. Yep, that's my brother-in-law, and he can't keep up with the amount of work, and all I got to do is upgrade my FFL and update my FFL, and I can go right back in and start doing it with him. And I have nothing else to do, and been talking about wanting to come out of retirement. So over the past week or so, we've been talking about me doing that with him. I know he put out good ones, bro. I mean, he put out good ones. He's got all the damn. He's got probably $3 million just in lathes, um, just in the setup. He's got the tanks to do the bluing, the electric plating. He's got all this stuff to do all of it. He's got a whole freaking, like I said, a shop set up. Which I helped him about 5 years ago. I helped him do a lot of them. I enjoyed it. He's the one that took the freaking ink pen and turned it into a single shot 22. Oh, it would be huge, and I could do it. Like I said, all I got to do is update the FFL. Only problem with that is I have to list everything that I have. Once you get that FFL, man, you're definitely on a registry, no doubt. If you got firearms, every serial number has to check out, has to be on the paperwork. They come in your house and there's something missing and you can't. prove where it went, your ass is got. But he builds a hell of a rifle, especially long range. Oh yeah, we already in the process of doing the paperwork. See, he's been doing it for years, so he can get it pushed through. He's got the people. In other words, he'll get it done, and it still benefits him because he's getting part of the profit. So he could instead of he can focus his time on what he enjoys, which is long range rifles, and I could do the smaller stuff. And he's got another little dude that does the gunsmithing. So all the way around, it just works, and it gives me something to do. And I told him I use my YouTube channel and promote the cans, kind of like what Stifler does, and we can make some money off of it. Boost your channel like huge, bro. That would be a huge move. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Reaper. Um, and it's been something I've been wanting to do for a while and didn't know how to approach him. So I just a couple weeks ago approached him. Was like, hey, look, instead of just doing away with that, what about letting somebody take over? He said he didn't have nobody, and I was like, you got me. And he asked me, was I serious? And he called me again a couple of days ago and said if he put this paperwork in before he done it and before he paid for it, he wanted to know that I was serious. And I told him I was serious. He could do a whole lot more if he, but see, it was just him and the other dude, so he really doesn't do a whole lot of advertising. But there for a while, like he would go to a show. Let's say he'd do a show in Nebraska, just pulling it off the top of my head. He'd make $100,000, $200,000 just off a show. Then he'd come back and he'd put it back into the shop or whatever. And they built 3 houses just on what he made off of making suppressors. They bought the land in Alaska off of one show that they done, one gun show that he done. But see, he also brought his lumber mill, had it transported back from Alaska, so he has it set up on the property too. So they do lumber also. Right. He can still do the shows, or I can go do the shows for him. That's his biggest thing. A lot of what happened to him was when his 3-year-old granddaughter passed away of ATRT brain cancer. They slowed down a lot because see, they also kept full time jobs. They were the head of the imaging department of the hospital. They were both real big wigs in the imaging departments, and they retired from the hospital about 5 years ago. And then he started back pretty much full time on the guns and the lumber company. That's the one I told y'all we lost this little 5 foot ass in a snowbank in Alaska. We were walking along and all of a sudden he falls in a hole and he just disappeared completely and we had to dig him out. I know he does all the machining right now, which I know how to. I know how to do some of it, but most of that stuff's digital, bro. You set it because the tolerances are so tight, especially when you're dealing with them baffles. The tolerances are so tight. All that's pretty much all computer controlled. You put it on the lathe, you set it. He's got the little water lathes and everything. Oh yeah, he's been in for years. Like I said, one of his biggest contracts was what we call FLETC, the Federal Law Training Center. He made all their stuff. That's how we got a lot of the firearms that we got. Um, when they would retire their firearms, they cut them. But sometimes where they cut them, they're supposed to cut them completely in half or whatever, make them where they're not usable again. And then they'd put them in 5 gallon buckets and he'd buy them for scrap parts. So he would take the scrap parts of decommissioned firearms and then he would go turn around and make them into other firearms, which was perfectly legal because he has the manufacturer side of the FFL. Yep, mix and match. I haven't seen his website as of lately, but I know he had some interesting shit on there. And like I said, he was one of the first ones that got into tinkering with the carbon fiber barrels and shit like that. So I know he's big into that now. He's all about some long range rifles. He's the one I told y'all always goes on the elk hunt and shit every year and leaves me behind. He been promising to take me and ain't took me yet. Hey, them Leo trade-ins are good, man. And you can get them for good prices if you look around. The one I'm wanting, the oh Lord, I forgot the numbers on it, but it's the LEO trade-in of the Smith and Wesson. I'm probably gonna say it's either 49 series or 59 series, whatever. It's the 9 millimeter. They got them running as low as $300 right, or 300 cheeseburgers right now. What's up, Fonte? Good to see you, bro. Finally got my internet fixed, Vaughn. Oh yeah, bro. I know. Appreciate it, Vaughn. Appreciate it. I've been going for about 54 minutes. I'm gonna keep it going a little bit longer, and then I'm gonna call it a night because I got to get up in the morning and start washing all these damn clothes. Yeah, mine was Gen 5, 3 mags, night sight. Damn, you did get a hell of a deal. Yeah, I'm hating wash day, boy. I got 17 bags in the back of the truck right now. So, and they ain't little bags; they big old bags. Doing all the blankets, all the heavy winter clothes, all that stuff. Yeah, it should be cracking late night, man. It looks like the algorithm's starting to loosen up a little bit. We'll see. Um, yeah, it is. Well, and most of it's already clean, but it's been sitting all summer. So when winter comes around, we take it all back out, put it in bags, and go rewash it. So it's just getting everything cleaned up. Yeah, yeah, we got two more bags, bro. I stripped the bedding off the spare room. Gave me two more bags. No, I don't think it's a 59. I think it's a 57 or the 47. Um, it may be no, it's not. The 59 is the more expensive one. Um, if I had my other device, I'd tell you what it was, but I can't. Right? It's four. I want to say it's 47. I may be wrong. There it is. Nope, that's 40 cal. Nope, talking about nine. One I'm talking about is 9 millimeter or 45. They got them in 45 and 9 millimeter. If you Google Smith and Wesson 9 millimeter trade in or LEO trade in, it should pull up the one I'm trying to think of. I don't know why my mind went blank on it. And what turned me on to him was the gun snob. Gun snob was talking about because he don't like budget guns. He thinks if you don't spend $1,000 or better on something, it's no good. And he was actually raving on this firearm. And I watched this whole review, and he had three of them sitting on the table. I'm like, damn, I want one because I'm a Smith fan. He said it was done. It sounds like you. Nah, this guy's a damn prick. Um, because he even said it. He says, I've always preached that if you don't spend at least $1,000, it ain't worth the shit. He said, but I got to eat my words on this one. And they were bragging about how good this firearm was. But I can't wait to see what this Walther's going to look like when I put that 5-inch barrel. And they call it a compensator, but it's really not. It's just a barrel extension. You take your front sight off because this piece comes with a sight already on it. You put the 5-inch barrel in, put the barrel bushing in, and then you attach this thing that appears to be a compensator, but it's really not a compensator. But it damn sure changes the look at that Walther. Yep, 5-inch barrel. Look up the Walther P22Q 5-inch barrel, and it'll show you what I'm talking about and what it'll look like. Um, Almost like a competition gun, basically. But the barrel and the adapter is another 200 cheeseburgers. That looks like the John Wick gun, right? 5946. There you go. 5946. So I was one number off. I said 47. You got it, Bear. One of them should be one of them in that group of numbers should be a 45 also. Not sure which. I can't remember which one that one was, but it was the 5946, and they were 9 millimeters. They kind of remind me of the Ruger P95s in a way. But for the price, I definitely want one. That's what I said, J Dog. Sick. And everybody got the Walther P22s that look like that, but you don't see many of them ones with the 5-inch barrel conversions. You cheated, Google. Yeah, like I said, I knew about what I was talking. I just couldn't remember the numbers. And I looked that day on the LEO trade-ins, and I found them for as cheap as I think it was 340 cheeseburgers, and then there was some up around 700, but they were the higher end with the, I guess, more features or whatever. But yeah, I'll keep y'all posted on the whole suppressor thing because, like I said, knowledge to do them I have. Paperwork, that's easy. He'll front up the cash to do that, so that part's easy. As long as I could do it in between 7 in the morning and 5 in the evening, we good to go. What up, gents? What's up, Mr. 556? Good to see you, bro. Just chilling before a work nap. Yes, sir. Yeah, I'm fixing to get me a nap too, because like I said, got to wash all these clothes tomorrow, get all the clothes cleaned up while the wife's in school. Then pop up on the grandbaby. They having their Thanksgiving dinner at school tomorrow, so I'll go eat that slop. I mean, that food. Which means, yeah, I said slop. Yeah, Bear, I'm on laundry duty tomorrow. I ain't gonna ask my wife to do all that stuff, man. Go live while porting some holes on the 338 with fluid barrel. You damn right I'll do it. Bland food, yum. Right? I don't know. Wife said that this one's gonna be pretty decent. She said this one's gonna be pretty decent. We'll see. It's kind of like hospital foods and stuff like that. If you're in the bed laying in the hospital food, you get that junk. But if you go down to the cafeteria, you get pretty good. Don't hold my breath, right? It's not MRE dinner, is it? Ain't no telling what it is. It's probably that mystery meat dinner. You know, schools and jails have that in common. But it means the world to Angel, so Papa gonna go sit down and eat dinner with her. Mo's are better. No, I take my own salt and pepper. I got a little pocket salt and pepper shaker. I make sure I take that with me when I go to stuff like that because that's something they don't believe in. Supermax type shit, right? Hey, my homegirl at Bryan Federal Prison Camp in Bryan, Texas, said they fed them Taco Bell the other day. Not fucking Moe's. Welcome to Moe's type shit. They opened one of them in our town. It lasted all of 3 weeks and they closed it down. Same with Whataburger. They built a brand new Whataburger, brand new. That bitch wasn't open a month and shut it down. Yeah, oh yeah, I always carry at least salt and pepper. Gotta have my little seasoning packs with me. That way we could put that on a cracker, dude. Damn sure don't want to be on laundry duty after a time of a Yep. Well, she in that same prison with Ghislaine Maxwell, and they said ever since that lady's got there, they've had all kind of special treatment. They said they've had all kind of things change up. Pepper grinder in your pocket so the ladies think you're huge type shit. Nah, that's why I stick to 45 in the appendix type shit. Salt, garlic, onion, pepper with some little Italian seasoning and put that shit on everything. Hell yeah. Yeah, she's at Bryan Federal Prison Camp. Um, so yeah, they get little. Hell, they don't even have a fence around that bitch, man. They got one of them rope fences. You literally can step over the rope fence and walk onto the property. I wouldn't advise it, but you can do it. I'll be going to pick her up in January. She's getting out. Pointing straight out. Right. There you go. When you got money, you get what you want. Club Fed. That's exactly what it is. Club Fed. They were gonna send her to the Tallahassee one, but instead, because she wouldn't talk like all the others that got caught, they sent her the farthest away they could. So they sent her all the way out to Texas. Fuck, I need smokes. I made sure I had plenty for tonight. I have to get some and some Red Bull in the morning, but other than that, I'm good to go. And then Friday, I got to do visitation with my daughter in rehab so she can see the kids. And then Saturday, I got baby daddy I got to do visitation with. So rest of my week will be tied up, but we gonna get through it. The government don't get me paid. I'm gonna cut out these visitations. Yep, they sure is there, Chris. That's part of what they were talking about tonight when they were talking about opening the government back up. They were demanding the Epstein files be released. Busy, good. Got to keep moving. Hey, movement is key to life. The moment you stop moving is the moment you start dying. Don't want to get out your bed. Chris, I don't know, man. We gonna see how that works out. I heard that rumor too, and they were talking about it tonight. Actually, during the House meeting, they were talking about it. I'm wondering if it ain't gonna come more along the lines of a tax credit or something. We'll smoke a red for you. Yeah, there you go. I'm smoking one right now. There you go. There's a little bit of the smoke. 36 hours already this week. Damn, bro. And today's just Wednesday. That's me. I believe it when I see it. When I call that card and it says it's on there, good job. Got that nurse schedule. Camel Wise. Man, I ain't had Camel Wise in years. I probably couldn't smoke them now. They'd probably kill my ass. 12-hour shifts. Shit, that's all I used to know. 12 and 17 hours. Yeah, Veterans Day at work was fucking busy, I imagine. Last time government gave me free money, they bought me a safe. That's what I said. Y'all give me that 2,000 if you want. I've already got the stuff picked out for it. Because it's supposed to be 2,000 for every citizen. You get a fucking Barrett. I don't want a Barrett. I just want to be able to get my AK off layaway, a few more handguns, maybe get rid of a few that I got. You get a blanket. Damn it, bruh. Ah. They got them a little bit cheaper than that now. I need like 12 more ARs. Damn, bro, how many ARs you need? I like getting a check every week. Yeah, that's always nice. I hate them 2 week checks, bro. Them 2 weeks check always suck. Especially if you messed around and got a job that paid every 2 weeks and they held back 2 weeks, so you worked like a whole month before you seen a check. 3 paychecks coming in is dope. Hell yeah. He wants them in every right, every caliber and every barrel size. You got the new truck? Cool, Candy. What you got? What we pimping today? Yeah, everyone just needs that big YouTube check. Phew, wouldn't that be nice? Get them big sponsors. Dude, if it was that case, I'd get me a nice rifle and pistol. Yeah, I agree, Bear. I get paid every week from one and every 2 weeks from the other. Well, that keeps you going through, though. Big YouTube check, $100. Oh, shit. Well, that's enough to buy a box of ammo, I guess. Dodge 1500 Laramie. With every bell and whistle they make. Leather seats, cold weather package. It's nice. Hell yeah. J Dog, now let me hurt your feelings. I just put payment info in for Facebook. I told you they monetized me. I just put it in for Facebook, and I already have $125 on that side. Oh shit, my battery dying? Yep, my battery dying, guys. Yep, yee yee, candy riding in style. He's styling and profiling. Mr. Big Pimpin'. Like I said, I wasn't even paying Facebook no attention, but I've got thousands of people on Facebook. Why did you get a Lamborghini? You a multimillionaire. Hard to put deer in a Lamborghini though, bro. An elk. You gotta have a crook. You gotta have a crook to get up in the woods. He got the Dodge Laramie. Guys, my phone's dying. I gotta hop off here. I love you guys. I'll see y'all first thing in the morning. J Dog, you going live in the morning? I'll jump on if you're on live, J Dog. I'll wait for you to go into hypothermia and then I'll go live. Lambo, that's definition of candy. That's definition of feral for real, for real. But I love you guys, man. Y'all stay strapped. Keep one in the tube. Pay attention to what's going on around you. Always be blessed, and I'll see y'all tomorrow morning. Same time, same channel. Love you guys. Fucking phone dying.